Welcome to Night
10 o'clock.
Coffee.
The city that wakes up screaming.
Yeah.
The city that wakes up. Today I was walking around and the door was open and I was like, what is that sound? And I like walked to the door and I was like, oh, it's just existence here.
New York.
The din of the city.
Yeah, I was like, is somebody using power tools? And a guy was like, yeah, everybody.
It's the sound of trash gaining sentience.
Boy,
I have a stack box
so
for that
some
in case anybody needs it.
things.
Sentient trash.
Sunday in New York.
Smell of
Trash
boiling
golems
bubble
come
gum.
out to play.
Well, hi, we're back. I'm still
Hi, everybody. It's been a couple of weeks, but we are excited to be back for episode 5 of Arc 5
yeah.
of Better Than Heroes. If you are new to the
Dark
stream,
ADM.
welcome. Thank you for joining us. I'm Rachel Weeks, and I play Klik, the level 13 Kreen fighter.
I'm Major Ovredahl, and I play Flute, a.k.a. the Windrider, a human bard warlock.
I'm Jordan, and I play the Moonboy, a level 13 Moonboy.
My name is Aaron Urist, and I play K.A.I. Hammerstein, the Artificer.
And I'm Harlan Kelly. I'm Curtin Pearly. Sometimes that's
start
one of,
over.
one of my favorite NPCs, Harlan Kruer.
Herblin.
I'm Harlan Kelly. I'm the Dungeon Master of this game, and I play everybody else.
Yeah, today we are going to play some 5e Spelljammer Dungeons & Dragons. Our show is live soundtracked by the wonderful Jason Wardell. You can hear him. He's doing it. He's soundtracking as we introduce.
to him.
If I keep
On the
talking,
doobly-doops.
he'll keep playing. It's crazy.
Forever.
He can just do that. The show is also live directed by K.A.I. Story of Tiger Moon Productions. And it is brought to you by our patrons and our subscribers. To those of you who are one of those, thank you so much. You guys make this show possible. You help us pay Case and pay Jason, and you help make this show better and better every week.
True.
We really appreciate it. So if you love the show and you want to see it grow and you are not yet a follower or a subscriber or a patron, you could do those things. That helps us out a whole lot. That makes the show bigger and better. And it's got some cool perks for you as well.
Yeah.
Also, you can check out our Better Than Heroes merch store. It's got some stickers. It's got some tees. Go look at that stuff and get the cool Spelljammer art onto your body.
Man, I need to do a sticker update because we can just bang them out and they're so cool. You can just have Jordan's art like on your water bottle. So this is me promising the internet to do a sticker update.
Instantly
Let us know.
increasing the value of the water within.
And purifying it.
And pure. No, we can't say that legally.
Legally it does. Yeah, legally.
No, it doesn't extend your life either. We were trying to sell it for a while.
Emotionally, it does.
Yeah.
You know, I think empathetically, it
Fair.
changes.
Fair.
It has health properties.
See, now we're
Rachel,
getting into
Rachel, did you know
holistic
that-
medicine. This is perfectly legal.
Any
Rachel,
water
did you know
drink,
that when a water bottle shows you its sticker that it means it likes you?
It means
But
it likes you. You should gently blow on
If you
it.
blow on the sticker,
it's guaranteed that
awful.
any receptacle with one of our stickers on it, any water you drink from it will be turned into 100% genuine piss.
We should really just make a sticker that says hot piss to put on your water bottles.
no, it's just
How
drink
about- how about
pee. Like,
future
yeah,
Pure
yeah.
piss.
Future
yeah.
piss.
Just drink.
Future piss.
All right.
People
Done.
will buy
Snorted
that.
so
I'll
hard.
do
People
it.
would buy the
Teespring, I
future piss
go.
water bottle.
Boy.
Rumble brave, everybody.
Future
Holy
piss.
Brave.
Oh, God. You can also support the show by telling people we're here, talking about the important things on Twitch, and also playing D&D. We also have a podcast, and we're on YouTube. You could go watch those things. Become a follower. If you could give us 5 stars on the podcast, that's also super helpful. Leave a review. Tell them we're cool. That's it. We appreciate everything that you do to make this show possible and cooler. Thanks for joining us on a Monday evening. We're going to play some D&D in just a few minutes, but first, it's time for last episode's recap.
Previously on Better Than Heroes, cracking into an astral bastion of the Azure Forge, the crew and their ships, the Dinger and the Elvish Impersonator, were eye to eye with an astral dreadnought whose anti-magic gaze had left K.A.I floating dormant through space. Moonboy and Flute moved to engage the immense monster, who whipped around and brought to bear its anti-magic eye, allowing K.A.I back into the fight. Flute sent the rider into the crack in the Azure Forge's walls to retrieve Malzor from within. The enormous foe lashed out, walloping the crew with its claws, and the rider was nearly scattered back to hell before he reached the walls. Having been somehow made a real boy by peculiar phenomena in the astral plane, Dinghomnidris, the Synapse Helm, geoduded out onto the battlefield, to everyone's astonishment and minor dismay. Klik emerged from the Elvish Impersonator's bridge and laid absolute and overwhelming whoop-ass upon the astral dreadnought, but still, the gargantuan beast remained. Will I run out of synonyms for big writing about the astral dreadnought? Can we even get Malzor out of this and survive? If Malzor and the rider stayed trapped in the Azure Forge forever and we escaped, that would be bad, right? Right, bad, of course. I think it would be bad. I was just making sure that we all agreed that it would be bad, and not an unfortunate best-case scenario. Right? Find out right now on Better Than Heroes.
I hope we came back just on that. Please.
We just got the laugh. We didn't get the punchline.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Oh, no.
boy.
No one tell them.
For those
Secret.
watching at home,
It's for
I
Patreon.
said
Secret joke.
boobies.
Whoa.
That's what I said.
That's not even what she said. That was a free joke.
Everybody was just giggling. It's fun.
Okay, cool. We are here back in combat with the Astral Dreadnought.
Did
And
we ever leave?
as you all
Really?
are floating above floating in the astral sea right now, it is floating above your ship, and it has its eye. It has its eye pointed here. It's looked away from you, Flute and K.A.I, and is back on Moonboy. But don't worry. It is in the initiative order. Klik just went. We ended with Klik. It's going to be Cobble, who's up there.
Go get him, Cobble.
Yeah, the kobold navigator who's way up in the crow's nest of Klik, your ship here, which is the elfish impersonator. And as she looks down, she's going to do a perception check and yell out, "The Astral Dreadnought is attacking us!" She says
Very helpful.
from the crow's
Thank you,
nest.
Cobble.
Yep. And
It is still incapacitated.
yeah, because of your spell,
Oh, right.
which means I can't take my any of the things that I want to do. So that is going to
Ruin all the fun. It is still incapacitated.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Please ruining my fun saves your life. So go for it.
Fun.
And you all.
Hitler's other book.
Damn it. That's a different dimension. And you all look around. A thing you already know is that the helm, Dinghomnidris, has been in its corporal form and has floated out when asked for help when Klik radioed back to Goliathan to ask for help here, the form of Dingham Nidris floated out of the ship. And tonight, we have some art for the form that you are going to see. So I'll go ahead and show it to the stream here first. And I'm going to show it to you all so you all can see it as well. As this is what you see floating toward you all.
Whoa. A regular Dr. Manhattan.
He's a Dr.
Serious Dr. Manhattan.
Holy shit.
That's amazing.
Vibes. Thank you.
Very cool.
Yeah, just a reminder, Jordan Doll makes all of our art
Did Dingham
here.
Nidris get hot?
Skipping the genitals. My God.
Oh, they're in there. They're just
Yeah. They haven't been
More like-
deployed yet.
She's like,
Oh,
oof.
that is a way grosser word than fleshy. Just so I love it. I love
shout
it.
out
Things can
to
be-
Will Pottorf in the chat. Drew the original Dingham Nidris.
Oh, is he here? Hello.
To
Will.
inspire this
Had-
erotic Dingham Nidris fan art.
Had on
like-
my page for this erotic Dingham Nidris fan art.
More like
Full odd.
Schwingham Nidris.
Yeah.
More like
Nice. Ding
Dong.
dong Nidris.
Dong.
Nidris.
Dong
Yeah, okay.
Nidris.
Yeah, we got there.
But he's missing it. It's like he doesn't even have it.
Yeah. Schwingham Nidris.
I am beyond
Okay.
That's, I
genitals.
made that joke.
Is that literally what you
Bastard.
said? My brain is broken. I'm sorry, Rachel. Okay. And he is going to this new form of Dingham Nidris.
Dingham Nidris.
Yeah,
Very
That's
good.
it.
Very good.
Who said that in chat? Give him the shout
Very
out.
good. That's from number one, Alec. Well done.
Well
Boy, couldn't
done,
sort out where
Alec.
the words in your name
Yeah.
ended and the next began. I
Have you
got
been
off a
traveling
plane
already,
3 hours
Rachel?
ago.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so Dongham Hung Nobdris is I think of this
Lord.
real cool fantasy name, and then you all just make it about dongs.
Dick City, USA.
You
All right.
did that.
I specifically
I
did
avoided
do
drawing
You're
a
right.
dong here, and we're still in Dong Town.
More like Dickless
Sometimes.
Manhattan. I don't know
It's
if
like
Dr.
I've
Manhattan has
inadvertently
something-
done a jazz on this, and it's about the dicks that you don't draw. Apparently,
Yeah, and
Taking
you just
it
slapped
away
a dick
from
on
us,
there, we'd all be
you-
shocked
we
into
can-
silence and been
Yeah.
like, I guess let's play the game? All right.
yeah, it would have been a real power move. What? I worked hard.
Wow, I am accurate. Anyway, can we get back to the map? Okay.
Oh, so Michelangelo could do it, but I can't. Okay, so
All right, we're focused.
Dingham Nidris takes a
Good
swing
Lord.
at him, and you all see his hand light up with this like glowing white light that you've seen come out of his eyes before, and he swings at this huge creature. He looks big. He's just this gigantic form, and he punches at this bleeding crab scorpion slug that Klik just cut the shit out of, and his hand punches up into his gut, and as it makes contact with the bottom of its fleshy underbelly, you just see this thing
There it is.
cough almost, and just this like black ichor starts draining out of its eye, and its claws as well. You can just see from the edges of it. It's like something. It's like a piece of machinery just like busting at the seams as this ichor is just flowing out of all parts of it. And it is still up, but incredibly wounded. And you hear Dingham Nidris say, "I am here to jam," he says, looking around like he thinks it's a cool line and is like,
oh man, it's
waiting
pretty
for
cool.
it.
I mean,
Yeah, long
because he's a
pause, and Moonboy
spelljammer.
goes,
Not.
"Fuck yeah!
hell yeah.
Yes!"
And that is going to bring up the Astral Dreadnought after his turn, now that his turn is done.
Hey,
And he is incapacitated, right? Because of this spell effect. Does he
Oh,
get
yeah.
to save on his turn?
No, it lasts until my next turn.
What is that, hypnotic pattern?
Raulothem Psychic Lance.
Why did I not use a legendary resistance on this? Who knows? That probably just got caught up in the moment. That is going to then bring up Moonboy. It's your turn.
Wow.
Okay, so
Use any of my legendary resistance. This is bullshit. I love it.
You haven't used any of them?
Oh, you can't.
I mean, I can't use any of my legendary actions because he's incapacitated.
Yeah, it's fine. Is this thing? Am I stuck within its gaze?
Yeah, but I'm gonna say it's currently incapacitated, which means So its eye is open, and I would say that it is kind of like mechanically deactivated. The blood is not pulsing to its eye. The magic is not able to connect. You are currently not under the effect of the eye.
Moonboy's shoes kind of power back on. He's like, oh, sweet. And he reaches down and he pumps the little moons in them. And he kind of starts running. And he runs off to the side. And he's going to turn around and point at this thing. And he'll go, stop! And he will cast slow, or as we've flavored it, moonwalk.
Okay, cool. On the creature itself.
Nice.
On the creature itself.
Cool. It's incapacitated. I'm going to have it just auto-fail the saving throw. And so...
Incredible.
It is now slowed.
Amazing.
All right, pretty good.
I rolled for all the haters in the chat, too, and it still failed. So even if I'm wrong about that, no, one way or the other, it is currently slowed. As you just see it, like, even as it's, like, floating there, just... as if it's had its bell rung and is just gazing off into existence, just looking like this drooping puppet. You can see as it's sputtering and moving, just like this tiny little bit, the ambience of the slow is just highlighting it, and it just looks like actual literal film slowed down around it.
Drooping Puppet is the name of my band.
Hell yeah. I definitely went to see them in high school.
Yeah. We are Drooping Puppet!
So as Moonboy does this, as is his way in this, or I guess he hasn't activated his starry form yet.
True.
This is the first time he's gotten anything close to a spell off on this thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Wild. In that case... Can't do that, can I? Because I've already cast a spell.
Yep. You only have a cantrip, and if slow is a bonus action, you only have a bonus action in front of you.
No. Yeah, but slow is a full action. Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna kind of position myself behind it and wait for the retaliation from what we've just done to it.
Sure. Yeah.
I think
can move yourself 30 feet from where you are.
Kind of imagine this this slow being this kind of just big boom of like anti-gravity moonlight. Like if a bird was flying through, it would just kind of stop and start floating past.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's my turn.
Great. Incredible slow music there, Jason. That is going to then bring up K.A.I. It's now your turn.
My turn. I am... Let's see here. I'm going to continue to sort of fly around it to get even further away from its anti-magic gaze. And let's try this. This is new. I'm going to... I'm wearing the robe of stars that has been turned into like a sash that I'm wearing. And it's projecting this kind of field of stars around me, and I'm going to pluck one of them out of the air and fling it at the astral dreadnought, and it will split into 7 pieces and rain down upon him as I cast a magic missile.
Hell yeah.
5th level.
Whoa, all right.
Okay.
Incredible.
And...
Exactly, Andrew.
It's like cute and cool. I like it.
He's going to take pretty good 27 points of force damage.
Whoa, let's go. Yeah, pretty good.
As he gets blasted.
And these are coming directly from the Robe of Stars, right?
They're coming from like a star that I imagine they're being sort of projected around K.A.I.
Okay, cool. Well,
Maybe even more so because we're in the astral plane right now, and it's like an astral object.
Well, with this too, why don't you give us a little bit more flavor here of the actual moment of you bursting this thing out of existence, because that is going to be enough HP to take it down. So you all have defeated this astral dreadnought in this moment.
God damn it.
So please go ahead and give it to us here.
I pluck the star from its orbit around myself and fling it at the astral dreadnought, and as it flies, it splits into 7 pieces that all like a missile pod firing off a magic missile. They all impact pep, with the astral dreadnought's eye and pierce into its brain.
Okay, cool. Well, you see this thing like it pierces into his brain, and as it hits it too, it goes into. It just starts to like ripple, like the body of it starts to ripple as you connect with enough of these magic missiles for it's in this incapacitated slack state. And for a second you think it's coming back to life, but its whole body is just starting to wave, and then it pulls in upon itself, and it looks like an orb about a few hundred feet wide, which doesn't make sense because its body isn't that big, but it just spreads out and starts to form, and then the skin around it goes into a full circle, or this full orb, like its whole body is being spread apart, and then there's just a big burst, like a balloon popping, and in front of you, as the crew here is flying around, they're wounded. Klik just like jumped off of this huge thing. Your helm is sentient and like standing next to you all, and you are standing on the ship or flying next to the ship, and in front of you, you see a scene. It looks like a small town, and almost for a moment it looks like a snow globe in front of you, but it's huge. And you look around and you can see all of these large like wooden buildings floating away from you all as if they were previously sitting on something, and then with the burst of this astral dreadnought, all of these buildings are now just floating in the no gravity of the astral plane, and all the buildings are just like floating away from you, and you see a crowd of people, a crowd of humanoid creatures at the center of it who go from chanting. You hear with the burst, after the burst goes away, you just hear this chant, and you can see all these people who are standing in a crowd, or were standing in a crowd, clearly standing on something, but are no longer standing on something. It's a crowd that is floating all away from each other. As the buildings clear and just like move away and past the ships, you see all these people that were standing there yelling things just like floating away, and they're alive and they're fine, but they're now just rudderless, unable to move, just now in the suspended gravity state. And you can hear the like, yes, kill him, echoing throughout, as you see a large, like shriveled older creature holding a huge axe. And you would recognize it because you've met them before. You've recognized it as a Githyanki standing over a chained up red dragon, as he's holding this huge axe about to cut his head off, but he can't anymore because he's just like swinging at the head and floating away from it. And you also in this scene, like you just see this, as the crowd is like floating away, you can see they're primarily mostly Githyanki all there, and they're just looking horrified and confused around at you all, going from yelling and being in this moment to just floating away. And you see at the right above, hovering above the red dragon, is this dwarf who's wrapped in what looks like honeysuckle and spider webs. Its eyes like glowing white as it just is like now floating away from it, the scene as well. There's a skeleton tied to a large post who's like yelling and shaking his head, being like, who's gagged there as well, as this town square just dissolves in front of you and is like floating around in pieces in front of you. And it's nothing but like this exploded, this suspended snow globe, as you now have access. Like none of them can really move, as they're outside of the gravity of the ship, and they're just kind of floating there, floating away from you and your ship. What would you all like to do?
We have Jordan's art for that too, right?
This sounds like the coolest little Christmas like town display ever, by the way. You know what I'm talking about? Those like ceramic Christmas towns that people have. But there's a dwarf with chopping off a dragon's. All right.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
It looks like that. It looks like a very violent version of that is now just like broken and dispersed in front of you, and all of them are just kind of like every creature in this, except for maybe the dragon and the skeleton, because both of them are tied up, are just like trying to find a way to orient themselves as they're just floating out in the abyss in front of them.
Did they kind of
Were they
burst
inside
out of the...
Did it make a...
Let's have all 4 of you roll an insight check.
An insight check?
Yeah, just to see what your gut tells you about this scene.
Oh, natural 20.
Oh.
That'll be a 31.
This is the most Andreas shit for him to roll a natural 20.
Yeah,
Incites.
exactly.
I just rolled Incites.
12 from me.
I rolled a natural 1.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
Whoa.
what a wild.
Moonboy covers his eyes.
I don't want to look.
I mean, it's honestly probably quite triggering.
Oh yeah,
That's
good
true.
call.
Moonboy,
So,
I think that you think all of these people are either dead or an illusion, and you can kind of think about that for a second here, as you think this is maybe you think they're all going to attack you, whatever you want there. Flute, you immediately. I would love for you to tell us retroactively, because you rolled a 31, right?
Yeah.
So cool. I just get to do the thing I do with K.A.I sometimes, which is just tell you what's happening here.
Mystery solved.
Nice.
You won.
Yeah.
In fact, I think this is like a little bit of the writer, like now that the entry magic field is gone, he's just kind of like standing next to you and he's like, oh, you know what happened? And as he's seeing this too, he's
I
like,
thought the rider was inside the...
oh, that's right. He went away.
Flew in to get Malzer, yeah.
That's right. I was using a narrative device to try and make this easier,
Oh,
but I'm
yeah,
not going
jeez.
to. You can just put me on a hard mode.
Unless
That's
he
fine.
can be in more than one
Sorry.
places, which is also terrifying.
I think that you hear his voice ringing in your head just a little bit. It's like, oh, a reminder that if you do kill this thing, astral dreadnoughts have a demi-plane inside of them. So everything that they
Oh,
consume ends up inside of them. And so be careful. You might find something you don't want to in there. And you think as you
thanks.
see this whole like world just floating away from you.
Oh my
Good
god.
lord.
And I will say it seems like too with I want to hear a little bit more about why Flute's instincts are telling him this is how it is. You can imagine how if you are in a place where there is no time, and you are consumed by this great creature and you have no ability to get out, it is no telling how long all of these things have been in there. And they clearly have hit a real like feral moment, and we're about to execute this red dragon. But you all destroyed the astral dreadnought right at the point where they were about to do it.
They've gone all Lord of the Flies in there.
Yeah, we have vanquished a tummy
Look
plane.
away. Just look away from the desert denizens of the tummy plane. Forget about them, friends.
What size is the red dragon? This is for my own.
Yeah, he's about the size of a small house.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
All right.
Hey,
a tiny
we got a raid in here from
hi, hello.
Paradise
Hey.
Pride.
Oh, this crew again. The nice folks.
Welcome.
They're always hanging out with us. Thank you for being here again.
Oh, yeah.
Paradise,
The
welcome.
crew they just killed a astral dreadnought.
Astral
So
dreadnought.
Killed an
Open
astral dreadnought?
We
Broken
regret
open
getting
an
that
astral
$250
piñata?
miniature because we don't need it anymore. It's done.
Astral pinata's good.
Yeah, it had like a whole plane's worth of weird feral swallowies within it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swallows.
Yeah, the
I just
swallow-
rolled a bunch of dice for this too. You see that the a couple of these like Githyanki there's a lot of like Githyanki around that seem to have grabbed onto different parts of your ship. Klik.
Oi.
The Elvish impersonator. They're just like they've been floating around and kind of like at the trajectory where they were able to grab onto the side of the ship or a sail here and there. You see about 5 of them are now clinging onto the side of the ship.
See, we would have been fine in there.
She'll help. She'll start grabbing hands and pulling people onto the.
And I'll holler out that they're real. I think much like Moonboy at first, I'm like, oh, what a crazy illusion inside of this thing, and then I realize that it's real, and I'll kind of holler out like, they're all real. They're all real people.
Moonboy, roll an insight check.
Okay.
And yeah, is there like a pole arm or something on deck that I can try to help someone?
Yeah, if there's anybody in the vicinity, I'm gonna try and start
13.
yoinking floaties.
Cool.
Floaters.
Moonboy, you're
Yoinking
still pretty
floaties.
sure
There's the
they
title of
might
the
be
episode.
ghosts.
Write it down.
Yeah.
But-
I'm gonna run up to the others and be like, wait. I think we've got space ghosts.
No, they're
Maybe.
real.
Look,
They
that
seem
space
real.
ghost is vomiting,
No.
so I think we're just gonna.
You'll
that
get
a dragon?
you'll get ghost puke all over the dinger.
Speaking of which, Dingham Nidris.
Yes. Should I start
Flexing.
killing these new
No,
enemies, or should I
please,
collect-
we need you
no.
back on the dinger. We have to keep moving.
Oh, I mean, I can push. Would you like me to sit at the helm and steer? He says.
If you're here, what helm is inside the dinger?
I mean, he says, don't worry, Goliath's holding it down.
Goliathan?
Oh my god, he
I'm
turned
currently
Goliath
talking
into
to
a
Dingham
chair.
Nidris. Here?
Yep.
What's your status?
I am, slightly incapacitated, he says.
Can you expand on that?
Yeah, I think I am in the helm.
You're in hell?
What?
In the helm.
I'm in the helm.
Are you like right here? You Gundam style? Gangnam style?
I don't know what that word means, but I
Fair.
am. I can talk to you over this communication device because it also got absorbed with me because I was holding it.
You're
but-
inside the
You're
helm.
inside Dingham
Yes,
Nidris.
Physically.
I can't. No, I'm not inside of Dingham Nidris. I'm stuck inside of the stone chair. You know how Dingham
He turned
Nidris
you-
now has
yeah,
a body.
I
I no
called it.
longer have a body. He says.
Turned you into a chair.
Oh, he turned you into the
Uh-oh.
chair.
You swap him.
Oh,
Dingham
man.
Nidris.
The ship's now called the Gurler.
Yes, your cowboy dwarf Captain Goliathan is now seemingly stuck inside of the stone of the helm.
Whoa.
Did you ask Goliathan before you? He's the. This is
Strange.
really something. Kind
So
of
we
amazing.
probably don't want to go back into regular space with the captain still stuck in a chair, unless the captain feels they're living a better life as a chair. Captain, are you enjoying being a chair?
I am currently horrified and confused, he says.
Right, beyond belief. Copy that.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah,
mind
I
is
think I might need some
probably-
time to adjust.
Probably being shattered.
There are now Flute and Klik. You all have been helping these floating beings onto the ship, right? This like
Yeah.
crew of this crowd that
Yeah,
has
I
been
guess so.
dispersed.
Yeah, I'm just trying to grab people that are close.
Cool. There's now about 12 Githyanki on the ship, and you also have managed to pull. I think I would love for Klik and Flute to both do a. What do you think? What is hooking floating people? Probably a sleight of hand check. Sure. yeah.
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Sure.
I
Yeah.
wanted to make the same plea.
Yeah. As long as you give me the this scene of Flute and
I'm
Klik
backflipping.
flying
Yeah.
around. Yeah.
And you
absolutely
turn
can do
a
both
sleight of hand
acrobatics.
check
Yeah.
into an acrobatics check. Is you do a backflip.
To properly reach
And
people,
then
I'm standing on the railing and kind of balancing to really extend and try to get this pole arm out there.
Flute, stop doing the worm and help these people.
I like the idea of somebody doing the worm and the people being like, okay, you know what? Yeah. that really helps.
This seems like a place I want to be rescued.
I got a 19.
Okay.
Klik is jumping every to the longer distance ones and jumping from the deck to them and trying to pull herself back using ropes from the ship. And she's fairly used to jumping around on the mast of the ship. I think she would keep herself tethered carefully.
Oh yeah,
While
I love
grabbing
that.
and I rolled a 24.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, absolutely. There's just, you all are teaching, like, this is some Cirque du Soleil shit, as you all have, Flute is teetering at the end, like balancing on a tightrope, and Klik is just swooping around, snagging all of these bodies, and you are able to, and
Cirque du Soleil, snagging bodies.
$80 in Las Vegas.
so along with the help of like this floating around Dingham Nidris as well, your sentient helm, who now has a body, you're able to collect all of these people and your two ships as well as you're on the
what about
edge.
the dragons?
Yeah, absolutely. So you've collected all of the people, and so there's now about 35 people standing on the deck of the elfish impersonator, and most of them are Githyanki, and except for this skeleton who is tied to a post, this dwarf who has these like glowing, continues to have these glowing white eyes and is wrapped in honeysuckle and what looks like spider webs. And then you all click the last seemingly living being that you snag here is this very chained large dragon.
Yeah, I think the dragon, instead of grabbing it by hand, she'll reach out psionically and just try and pull it in, force style.
Nice.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and as you set it down on the ship here, no problem. You can see that all these Gith are like standing around looking at it, and kind of there's a moment of sobriety almost as they don't go back to the activity that they were going to before. Now that they're all floating and have been corralled, they're just kind of like waiting and looking around at each other and seem confused on what to do. There's a silence from the crowd, and you see this large Githyanki step up and hold on just a second. Why does it keep doing that? And oh hi, Aaron, you're at the center of things. Hold on just a second.
Hello.
Your streaming stuff is not working out for a moment.
Everyone's frozen for me.
Yeah,
Just
let's
frozen for me.
while we figure it out,
No.
we're gonna take a tiny little beat from the story here to point out for everyone to be able to look at this very cool art that Josh Smith made here. And if you look in the stream, I'm sorry that you all can't see it as I'm figuring things out here, but Josh Smith made this very, very cool map that they were fighting at the corner of before, but there was a possibility that they were going to be able to run around through the whole thing, and so he just went ahead and made this whole large grid that you all can see here. It's very
amazing.
Yeah, very cool. And he made like the large version of this, which you all have encountered before if you have been watching since the Azure Forge days. This is the thing that there was a hand drawing of it from me before, and now Josh Smith did this very cool art. Which, if the Astral Dreadnought survived, there was going to wasn't incapacitated on his turn, was going to try and run away inside of that, and you would have had to chase him throughout. But he wasn't. He didn't, and he couldn't. So You know what? While we're waiting for a couple of tech issues to figure themselves out, let's just take a 5-minute break. Let's take a quick early, feels like a good time narratively as well. Let's take a quick early drink pee. So we'll see you all here in just 5 minutes. We're going to take a break where we drink pee, and we'll see you on the other side. So just see you in just a second.
We drink pee? It never gets old.
What?
Okay. What were you asking, Aaron?
Nothing.
Hi,
Classic
hello.
I was
We're
going to
back.
ask Jordan if he remembers the episode of 30 Rock where Tracy Jordan has to try to get an EGOT,
Oh yeah.
and he can't.
Shh, I'm egotting.
So he
And then he tries to
he's
steal
like-
one
and he tries to steal
from
Whoopi
Whoopi.
Goldberg's Oscar. Or
It's very
Oscar,
funny.
Emmy, Grammy, and Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
So yeah, the scene here now, just so we're clear, is there are you all are floating in the middle of the astral sea, right next to this mega structure that has a hole punctured in it that you all did. And you've sent the demonic form of your crew member Flute in to try and find your friend that you left there. And in the process, you defeated an astral dreadnought, and so now, when you defeated the astral dreadnought, there was an explosion, and now surrounding the two ships that you have linked together because the back Spelljammer ship is not functional because the helm is now sentient and outside of your ship. You have, you had this large, just like floating small town in front of you, and you can still see the buildings like floating away from you on the edges of the ship. But now all of the people, these Githyanki, have been pulled down to the deck of the ship. And there is now this pack of Githyanki, like they have pulled themselves into this like regimented militaristic form. And the dwarf is sitting there as well, kind of like on the edge of them, tied up to a post is this skeleton who's clearly alive. He's kind of like wriggling but bound up, and his skeleton mouth is gagged, and he can't talk because his like jaw is being held wide open. And you, and then there's this red dragon chained up as well. Yeah, Andrew, you have a
a lot
question?
to unpack here.
Dwarf is also tied up, or just the skeleton is tied up?
Just the skeleton. Yeah.
Skeleton.
Well, I guess
And the
the
dragon.
dragon and the skeleton are tied up.
Okay. Does it seem like we got everyone out of the buildings and
yes.
everything?
Yeah, it seemed like the crowd, like all of the people were there.
Cool.
And so from this what's a like this troop of Githyanki? There we go. I can just keep seeing like the soldier block, and I can't think of a name for it.
Band,
Yeah, I'm not good with military terms, but this troop of
platoon.
platoon is right. It feels more right. And you can tell there's about like
Regiment?
35 of them now, and one of them steps up, and he has these huge armored shoulder pads that have they're not like clean spikes coming off of them. It's all these like jagged pieces of metal, and he's holding this large sword, and he has these very bright blue eyes, and he steps forward and he looks at you and he says, and if do any of you all speak
Let me check.
well, I guess like let's just, we haven't talked about this in a while. What languages do you all speak?
I don't think I speak whatever this one is. I speak
I s-
Dwarvish, Elvish,
Speak-
Common.
I speak Celestial, Common, Druidic, Gnomish, and Undercommon.
Wow, that's a cool list. But
Yeah, just Kreen and Common for me.
Kai, you do have the I know you've got this ability floating around there,
I
right?
do from my C-3PO phase.
Yep. Tell the listeners what this ability you have is, and give it some flavor, as you are going to be able to end up being able to talk to this
Right.
person. But yeah,
Kai has a sort of trick that he can do with language where Kai's really good with patterns and ciphers and puzzles and stuff like that. Not puzzles, but let's stick with patterns and ciphers to make it cool. And is good at sort of extrapolating language.
Okay, I love it. Yeah, as you're
after hearing it, and is able to piece together the languages that he hears enough to be able to communicate. Sometimes,
absolutely
if all goes well.
And I think that on top of this, I love you were going to just automatically get this because you have this ability, but I'd love for you to roll a insight check as well.
There is a roll involved, I think.
Oh, there is? I was just going to give it to you for free. Don't tell me that.
Okay.
No, please do actually tell me that.
We want the rolls.
Yeah, I want to give you the opportunity to roll a 30 like you usually do.
Yeah,
I don't think you can like ultra succeed. I think it's just
Langies.
Langies.
Well, while you're looking it up too, can you roll a? I would love for you to roll an insight check and a history check for this moment here, as it's clear that all this group is like loyal to this leader here, and that they were leading the charge and whatever is happening. The dwarf that is standing next to them doesn't seem to be standing with them, but doesn't seem to be bothered by them. They're barely paying attention.
Insight check, 11.
11?
History check is... Oh, my character sheet's being so slow. History check,
Incredible
27.
Computing music, by the way, from Jason.
Jason Wardell, just a reminder, we have Jason Wardell in the back, live soundtracking this. I didn't tell him this scene was going to happen at all, and he's still able to pull this out. It's amazing. You got a 27, is that what I heard?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
On history, my insight was 11.
You can't, insight-wise, you can't read this dude's vibe. He's just like, clearly this whole group of people are confused.
Hello.
And he's stepping out from them. And as you're talking to him, as the magic of this ability for you to be able to just talk to people and then learn the language as you're talking to them, you can feel that this isn't you've heard the language of Gith before, and you've heard many languages, and this is nothing that you recognize. And you know, because you rolled a 27 too, there's enough that you know about the structure of the Gith language to know that it's in there somewhere, but this is a very old version of it, and not quite recognizable as the language of Gith itself.
Archaic Gith, speaking Aramaic.
Exactly,
That's
yeah.
cool.
And and what he is saying is, he says, "Who's the captain? I wish to speak to the captain."
He wants to know who the captain is.
Our captain's a chair right now. He can't come to the phone.
Tell him it's me.
Are we on Klik ship right now?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I guess we are.
We're on the Elvish impersonator, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'll point to Klik. This is the captain of this ship.
I suppose.
This giant voice of Dingham Nidris leans, like Dingham Nidris is standing with you all together, as well as you are all standing facing this large platoon of soldiers. And Dingham Nidris, bigger than all of you, leans down and he's like, "Are we going to have to fight them?"
I hope not. Dingham Nidris, would you please go check on Goliathan?
He's fine. I was fine in that same spot for so long.
Yes, he literally said it was hell for him.
Yeah, please. Just please.
Said, "Help me, I'm in hell," I think.
No, he said he was
were
in
his
the
actual
hell.
words.
He was saying he was in the hell.
Oh, well, that sounds like a form of hell.
Well,
you
now
can't spell
you
hell
care,
without
he
hell.
says.
Well,
Actually,
I mean, you seemed pretty happy before you got this kicking bod.
roll a persuasion check, Moonboy.
Is this your true form, Dingham Nidris?
No, I don't think so.
15.
He says, "Fine, I will make sure he's not dying." And Dingham Nidris just he doesn't walk away. He just floats up and just rooms away.
Just talk him through it a little bit. Teach him the basics of being a chair. How to hold a butt. How to release a butt. A lot of bud-based
Whoopee cushions.
education.
He says, I was
cushions
so
are dangerous.
annoying, and I was
Whoopee
good at being a
cushions.
helm. I can't imagine how frustrating he's going to be. He kind of like floats away.
It's going to be bad for a while. You got to learn to be bad as a chair before you learn to be good as a chair. You know.
I'm sure that situation's going to be completely fine. This is the captain
that fire.
of this ship.
God.
Klik Tada, the warrior captain.
Yeah, I'm gonna pat
It's
Klik on the shoulder
sad.
and give Klik bardic inspiration as she's being introduced as the captain here.
I mean, I guess Dad, purely by technicality. Hi. Were you guys inside that thing?
She wants to know if you were inside of the creature.
You see this like large studded shoulder Gith, and you notice as you step up to, he has huge eyebrows. They're like very, very thick and
look at
almost
those
like
things.
braided at the end.
Incredible.
And
Must be very strong. But we're speaking all like archaic Gith, so it's like, worst thou within the Leviathan?
yeah. Aaron, please throughout this keep translating like into Shakespearean
I
Gotcha.
guess.
as this happens.
I've been training my whole life for this moment.
For some reason in my head, Gith
Fantasy
is
Shakespeare?
very.
Yeah,
Gith is very like Klingon in my mind.
totally.
Yeah.
Type shit.
It definitely sounds like that.
He says, "Yes, my crew," and he gestures back. Our ships were destroyed, devoured slowly by the demon from the belly of the universe.
Sorry to hear that.
We have been in here for lifetimes. He says it is impossible to know.
He said that they were within the beast for much time, and their essence was scattered across the axioms.
Oh.
and
Well,
whatnot.
you're free now, I guess. Do you have a place we could drop you off, or...
What wouldst thou do now?
Yeah. From now on, you have to translate it before either of us responds. That's just the rules. Yeah. He says, He says, yes. We will be. You will be greatly rewarded if you return us to our queen.
Your queen.
Any queen
Who,
specifically?
He says we'll be greatly rewarded if we return them to their queen. Do you think it's the Undying Queen?
I don't know. There's a lot of queens in the wild.
I know, but if
space,
she's
right?
undying, they seem all old.
Am I with you guys?
I don't know. It could just be some
Yeah.
old dead queen.
No.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, you're here.
I
She
absolutely
could have been
imagine
dead
this.
for eons, but maybe it's...
I absolutely imagine this where there's this huge crew of Githyanki kind of like huddled together, all with weapons drawn, as these buildings just like float away around you all. And each time the leader says something to K.A.I translates it back to this like huddle of the four of you on the deck of the ship. So it's just kind of like going back and forth between these huddles of people.
I'm gonna be like, ask him about the skeleton and the dragon.
Right.
I don't think that's the most. All right.
You don't
Ask him
think?
about
You don't
the
think
skeleton and the
that's
dragon.
the most
For sure
pressing?
have a
They
lot
got
of questions.
skeleton that's gagged. You don't want to know his skeleton secrets?
I'm more curious about
who-
this mystery queen.
Yes.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Who is your queen?
The one who sent us to. And he kind of like shakes his head and he says, I am sorry, it has been so long since these things mattered. But,
Oh,
he says,
He's lying.
they might
Just
not
kidding.
still. Don't worry.
we originally set out to help allow our friend to transcend, he says, pointing to the
you have a
dragon,
friend.
the dragon that was chained up. He says, but that was,
So,
eons ago. He says, like, and eons doesn't translate well, as it is just like a made-up time number that they have established.
He's talking about being scattered across the axioms again.
They were trying to get the dragon
keep
to
saying that.
ascend.
Oh god, this guy's
Yes, they wanted to help their friend ascend. It seems like the dragon is there.
The
Is your
dragon
queen
can't fly?
forgive me if this is... I do not want to offend... Is that the Undying Queen? Does anyone call her that?
The queen without death, yes.
Yes.
Boy.
Queen without death, Undying Queen.
Oh,
Might
boy.
not be the same one.
She is he looks at you and he says, she is very powerful. And she can reward you in any way that you need. If you return her to us, I am sure she will be proud to have this steed back, this great creature back to her. We have been missing for so long, and we are great warriors for her, he says. And he's like, we will join. You know, we can reward you.
They want to go back to the Undying Queen. They say she'll reward us.
Well, I mean, I've got...
Do they know where she is? Because that is
a good
not a
question.
detail we have.
Where is she? Where would we find your queen?
He looks and he says, we will take you. It is. He says, I do not know if you know this sentient armor, but this is the astral plane, and navigating through it is not about following the skies like you do on your plane, but following your heart and your mind to where you need to go, and we can take you to the dead god that we live upon, he says.
He's going kind of hippy-dippy, wants to take us to a second location. I'm dubious.
I don't feel great about it.
He absolutely is like trying to seem cool. He's very much like trying to seem cool with like the things that he's doing.
He's trying to seem cool.
Moonboy...
Fight them all right now.
Moonboy is kind of... He's standing here with his hat off, and he's got it tied on his belt, you know, and it's wriggling every once in a while, and it's like trembling, and he knows this problem is getting worse, and he looks around at like the billowing danger of this place and and he looks at Dingham Nidris, and he thinks about he looks at where Dingham Nidris left down the stairs. Oh yeah, I remember those stairs. He thinks about the captain, and he's like, I don't think we can stay here.
We definitely can't.
I think we need to get out of here as soon as possible. We've got... Maybe we can get these people to a safe place, but I don't think we can afford the side quest.
I mean, where is a safe place?
The other side, maybe we take them through the seal and leave them in the Azure Forge. They seem safe here. We could find them a boat.
Yeah, they'll take in their warlike demeanor and be like, I don't know if they're going to...
We could kill them all. I mean,
no for an answer.
Cast them adrift among the stars. Drink their blood.
It's an option.
Can I try to reverse connect to the writer and see if I can get any kind of sensation about where he is or what he's doing? Like I tried earlier in the boat.
Yeah, absolutely. Roll I'm gonna have you roll an Arcana check for this.
Wow, the dice came around tonight.
Flute rolls well.
Flute does not roll well. 21.
No, I'm saying this is the one episode where Flute rolls well. Yeah.
That's the name of the episode.
The one where
Flute rolls well.
Sorry, and what did you get? I was too excited about it.
21.
You feel right at that, because this was a kind of like not as much of your perception, more of just determining where this thing was in this roll. With a 21, you feel nothing as you're kind of, all this is happening and you're attuning, you're thinking about it, and then you just feel this ping in your mind of the rider coming back online as he enters back into the same plane of existence as you, and he goes, God, he smells bad.
They found him.
Yeah, I'll point it. I'll be like, I think the rider got the right guy.
And you can see out in coming out of the crack, back into this dimension, the rider, this warped version of your friend Flute. It looks like this melted version of your friend Flute is holding Malzar, the stinky old halfling that you found in a tomb. He's holding him
Crazy
with his arms stretched out as if he's like a baby who crapped his pants. As they're flying across the astral gap back toward you all.
Yeah, Moonboy kind of sniffs the air and he turns toward him and he goes, Malzar! I thought I smelled you, you crusty old cabbage.
Whoa! I can't believe you all are alive. I can't believe I'm
you're
alive,
dude. You just sat down in the desert. We left you there. What did I tell you? This guy's like a cactus, man. A cactus. One time I left him for 4 months. No water. And I came back and he was fine. He was fine.
You see, as
He'd been
the
drinking
rider,
out of the automatic watering system for the plants. It's incredible.
as
Like a
the
cockroach.
the rider floats over toward y'all's ship and sets him down, this whole large group of Githyanki just kind of move together, and some of them are holding spears and swords, as if there's a threat, and they just move together.
It's all right.
Hey,
Gross.
easy.
Guys, see if you can get them to calm.
Shut it down. Shut it
Tranquilo,
down.
guys.
His smell is worse than his bite.
Yeah, don't worry.
Uh,
I mean,
They're like making a unified front to fight this smell. The hell was that?
As the whole group moves to the dragon that is chained up on deck here, just shakes its whole body, just it just jerks and can't move at all. And it seems like these chains are threaded well and also have
Easy,
some
buddy.
magical capacity to it, as it's going through the bit of its mouth, and you can see there's arcane elements to it as it's just jerking and trying to escape but unable to.
I will regard him. And this rambunctious fellow, is he part of your crew?
Are you saying that to the captain of the
Dragon.
Gith?
Yes.
He looks at you very seriously, and he as he doesn't say anything for a while, and the white of his eyes almost leaks out into a mist into his blade, and he says, "This is the traitor."
Traitor.
Yes, the traitor known as Tohr-Kreen. Ignis.
Sorry, what was it? You broke up a little bit there.
It's the first time I've said it out loud in a long time.
It's a mouthful. Let him get through it.
Totally
I
understand.
should really have practiced this name before I said it in front of new people.
Hey, don't worry about it, buddy. My roll 20 is totally frozen, so it's all good. There it goes.
Tohr-Kreen Ignis. There we go. I got it that time.
Zuthotaric
Ignis.
Ignis.
Yes, I will put that in
say?
chat. So,
What do they find? What are they all bristly about? What's he
ZTI.
Can I
say?
have it used
What-
in a sentence?
What was his...
the Zuthotaric Ignis is a traitor motherfucker.
Whoa.
What if
He
we
just
called
said
him
mother-fucker.
Big
Oh,
Z?
really? Wow,
Yeah,
that's
he
a big.
he totally said motherfucker.
That's a tough translate.
Yeah. I have a word for that.
Yeah, there are much different
Zuthotaric.
implications, but it just translates into that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Gith, as I understand it, have a rich and textured swear culture.
They do. They love it. It's a pronoun. It's a adverb. I forget grammar. What was his treachery? If it's not rude to ask.
Our ship endeavored into this astral existence to allow ourselves, or to escort this champion of our queen to your material plane where there is time, so we could
The dragon?
Yes, because dragons, they need time. They need to feed
need to-
on time to gain power.
I
So
don't
we
know
were
if I knew
escorting
that.
it there to transcend at the blessing of our queen. And we were
Talking about
overtaken.
axioms again.
We were overtaken by this astral dreadnought, and so for an unfathomable amount of time, we have sat there in harmony until this traitor decided that we would never escape, and that this is the only world left, and so it tried to turn on us and rule us, but we were showing him. In fact, right up to the moment where you all appeared in our lives, we were ready to make a final statement about this.
They've got some sort of in demi-plane drama happening with the dragon. It was convinced that that was all that was left, which I can really blame them. And tried to can I talk to him? Is that cool?
No,
Well, it's our ship, so
do not. You
I
cannot.
I will send a telepathic message to the dragon.
ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
sure. Yeah. Roll a deception check with advantage.
Oh, well, I rolled very well. One of them was a natural 20.
Let's go, Rachel.
Which is good because my deception is a -1.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got a
19.
I got a 17. I got a 17. So it was close there.
Nice.
Look at that.
Oh, boy.
It's one of the very few numbers on the dice that you can roll without giving away. Because what I meant, what I was going to call this as too is you are able to. No one knows that you're able to mentally connect with this, but this is Klik having to do poker face with a group of people who are very like nervous about what's happening and are all shell shocked and just looking for any sense of danger. But give us the scene a little bit as you're able to throughout this conversation, you're able to maintain a straight face.
Klik's poker face is also just a
Is-
funny image of a
It's
bug
just
being extremely still.
she just slowly puts sunglasses on.
You can tell when her poker face is on because she's not habitually cleaning her lower
Yeah.
incisor
She goes,
bristles.
What
I
do
think
you
she
say-
does
what do you
that
say to
thing
it?
where
It doesn't
she
know you're-
knows.
oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, no. She does that thing when you're in a conversation and you can't listen anymore, but you're still trying to physically look like you're listening. So you're just nodding a little bit.
Do you have any experience with that, Rachel?
No. Oh wow.
Yeah.
And while she's nodding unconvincingly, well, convincingly enough,
Yeah.
she will reach out with her mind and to the dragon Zuthok Ignis. You dare betray the Undying Queen, huh?
You see it like shakes and wriggles on the deck, but they pay no mind, just thinking it's trying to get away as it even your voice enters and it says, "Free me, and I will destroy all of them for you." The Undying Queen is no more to me. I have suffered enough. Everything should be mine, and I will help you free me. And when I claim all, I will let you have it too.
What's he saying, Klik?
Well,
Is it good?
he's very nice. Be like, well, we're sort of playing it cool right now, but we're no friend of the Undying Queen. Dragon.
She has thrown me into this trap. She has denied me of my transcendence, utilizing all of these dragons, keeping us tethered, just so we are out and remain outside. It's just like totally has not had anyone to talk to about this for a long time and is really just going at it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Its manifesto is just leaking out of its mouth. Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean keeping
It's been
dragons
radicalized.
chained up?
We need to feast upon time, and we live here in an agreement made to us made for us on our behalf, which we did not agree to just remain restrained. It says, I need time to grow. This sounds... Yeah, I'm not even going to make you roll an insight check you're barely able to piece like anything coherent here together. It has clearly been alone for a long time and thinks a lot of itself.
Yeah. Dude, do I get the idea that the Undying Queen is doing this to multiple dragons?
Oh yeah, I mean
there's just a ton of dragons locked on the astral plane.
Well, actually, I think that you can roll an insight check or a history check, and you will get different answers depending on what you roll.
2 very good skills for
the fighter. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, history is okay. We'll roll a history check.
Yeah, you've bumped your intelligence throughout this campaign, like slowly and consistently. Yeah.
18.
I think that was history, right?
Yes, history.
Yeah. So I think that you know enough about, just in the ambience of slow death being talked about, this green dragon that you ran across, and hearing more and more just about how the power structures of the world that you came from work. Something is clicking in your mind, no pun intended. I'm sorry, I just couldn't think of anything else to say. From the way this dragon is talking to you, it has been alone with its thoughts for a very long time, and then has had the realization that it thinks the Undying Queen is restraining it. But from what you've heard from these Githyanki as well, they're saying they were escorting it. They were treating it with care and power to make sure it was safely guided to be able to transcend. And then from the way it's talking now, it's abandoned all of those ideas. Yeah. So it holds it against the queen, and it does speak about lots of other dragons.
Okay.
Those other dragons might not necessarily think that, but
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll send a message to Flute and be like, this dragon's cracked. He's lost it.
There it is.
Mass dragon.
Yeah, he's lost all his marbles.
It's gone full
I reply?
Kanye over there.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure
I
it's just
don't
party
remember.
line. I'm pretty sure it's just party line, but
I think so.
yeah. Let's just, for the sake of this right now, let's just do it.
Yeah. I think so. That's what we've used it in the past.
Yeah. If I'm wrong, we'll figure it out later. Yeah. So you can just like telepathically share that. Absolutely.
You can communicate telepathically with the creature within 30 feet of you. You don't need to share a language. Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah. And so another piece of this too is I imagine all of these scenes kind of like happening in tandem too. They're happening very quickly as this group's trying to figure it out, and like Kai's talking to them and you're talking to the dragon. Moonboy, what are you doing?
Moonboy's just kind of standing here thinking about how they need to. He's like fighting back a panic attack, looking around, like being like, this is just, we have too many problems going on. There's too many fires to put out.
Yes.
And he's like, I think he was sort of snapped out of it a little bit by Malzor's re-arrival, and he's kind of greeting Malzor now, and he's like, bro, welcome back. Oh, you ripe old weirdo. And kind of helping him and making sure he's got something to eat.
He's like, oh yeah, by the way, I have something for you. And he pulls out this like handful of just like light herbs. It's the...
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Pocket herbs.
Oh, sweet. Violet nebula ramps.
Yeah, violet nebula. It's like a very tasty, kind of like has the like oniony flavor, but is useless for spell components. It's just like a garnish on dishes.
You know who would love this is Kai, but he's kind of busy. We're talking to this I don't know, this guy we sort of found inside a space monster. You know how it is. If anyone knows how it is, you know how it is. Why don't you go downstairs, get a snack?
Sounds good. He says, thanks for, I was pretty sure I was just gonna die multiple times in my life. In fact, I was dead for a very long time, or close to it, but,
Remember.
it's pretty cool that I'm still, here. He says, anyway, I'm gonna go back to tending all those plants that I left delicately grown in the dinger. So, see you in a bit.
About
He says,
those.
Not smashed by the animals.
Hey, before you go, you don't have any new powers, do you? The gentleman who came to retrieve you didn't give you any powers or make any pacts with you.
He offered to
of
give me
that
some
nature?
powers for free, but I said no.
He offered to give you powers.
For
Offered
free.
to.
Yeah. He said there were no strings
Just looking
attached.
at
No strings
Snyder
attached
shaking my head.
powers.
Yeah, but I said no, and he was very polite about it. Yeah.
Come on,
Inside
you're talking to Malzor.
Yeah. He was mostly upset about it because he had to carry me back. That he was like trying to being like, can I give you these powers just so you can fly back? But,
I wanted to
Anti-stink
do
powers.
an
Yeah.
insight check
And
to make
do
sure
I
he wasn't
believe
lying
him?
about the powers.
Yeah. Do an insight check. Are you doing it on the Rider or on Malzor?
Yes.
Nope. Pick one.
Malzor.
Malzor is being totally honest. He's just
15.
being above board. He seemed like he was just uninterested in gaining any more
Told me
power.
that before I told you what I rolled.
Yeah. It's because I rolled a 3. I rolled a 3.
Oh.
So yeah. That's. I just made the executive decision and kept rolling. Yeah.
Yeah, Moonboy's gonna kind of usher him downstairs as he's like, I'm gonna go check on the plants. He's like, right, about that. Because knowing that he uprooted half of the crop
All of
to...
them. Not half. All of them.
all of the crop to make this
Oh,
this
boy.
pod to regrow a bod for goat, and
Rhyming.
also
He's still
that,
dead, right?
and well, also that the body of goat is down there in the the nursery.
There's some real like hand over the shoulder about that as you walk away. Absolutely.
Yeah, about
We don't
that.
have have time for this. Who's this fellow? I'll say, gesticulating towards the skeleton tied to a stick.
And you say that to the Githyanki?
Yes.
Yeah. Who did I tell you his name? I can't remember. His name is Vestra.
Nope.
He would have identified him
It's
himself.
what?
As Vestra. He would have identified himself. I'm sorry. I got too caught up into his.
Well,
spiky
he's still gagged.
No, not the skeleton.
Vestra.
The captain.
the captain is Vestra. Okay.
Yeah, the captain's name is Vestra. I got too tied up in his spiky shoulder blades and forgot to tell you his name. In large eyebrows. Yeah, his name is Vestra, and he would actually call himself Commander Vestra in case that is helpful. And he's like, this is a problem. Just a mere insubordinate.
From your crew?
No, the newest addition to the our whole. He says
He got eaten by the astral dreadnought.
yes, but has not been
Just
here
on their
very
own?
long at all. No.
Recent.
I'm going to take the gag out of their mouth.
Oh, he kind of like he stops. He tries to stop you, but he doesn't try very hard. I will say. I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. He kind of is like, "Oh, I'll give you this one." As you reach over, and you see the skeleton's jaw just go, and he takes in a big breath of air that he does not need to breathe, and he goes, "Oh,
Pretends
Yeah.
to take in a deep breath of air.
Like old habits.
First impression.
boy!" He says, "Thank
Bit of a
you,
drama
holy
queen.
God!" He's like, "I'm so happy that you were here. I've been trapped in there for so long." He says, "Thank you. Are you all gonna eat me?"
You don't have any meat.
I won't.
And he's speaking straight up common to you as well.
What's your deal?
Oh,
How'd you
I mean,
wind up here? Explain. I don't have
story?
a lot of time.
okay. If I is this like a test? If I give it to you good and quick, that you'll let me live? You'll untie me?
Kind of.
All right, great. I I'm a skeleton. I died a long time ago, and then I found sentience through being able to live in this timeless dimension, and I just want to stay here and live here. I helped a bunch of weird dudes who came through a hole, and they traded me the ship that I have for the bike that I have, or I can't remember exactly. He says, but I had a really cool bike, and I was zooming around the astral plane on it, and then I ran into the dude that swallowed me, the big giant thing, and it just immediately saw me and sucked me into its mouth with my motorcycle.
Right.
My name's Timmy, by the way, he says.
What's your name? What was it?
Timmy.
Timmy.
Timmy, this is Zuthok-Terragignis.
What was his name?
Vestra.
Vespa. Valtra.
All right.
Velma.
I guess I'll ask the dwarf and dwarvish.
Oh, right. I forgot there was a dwarf, too.
How did you end up here, friend?
They have their arms crossed now, and their glowing white eyes look at you, and they say back to you, and I would love for you to roll a history check as well.
I speak Dwarvish. Is it Dwarvish?
Yeah, so does Flute.
You can roll a history check too, Kai, if you hear this conversation.
I'm there. 17.
Where's history? It's alphabetical. I got a 10.
Oh, no, it's a dirty 20, not a 17.
I think by failing this check here, Flute, you are speaking Dwarvish to him, and it has this very, hard stop. It's like a very, language, like a very, rhythmic, slow language. And the... Yes, yeah. It's a very disturbed language. Oh wait, no, that's corn. Sorry, apologies to all the new metal fans in the chat.
That's canon now.
I'm actually pretty embarrassed that I messed up my new metal references there.
It's okay. Don't worry.
But Flute, I think the thing that you get from this too is that you are speaking Dwarvish to them, and they are not speaking Dwarvish back to you. Like, they did not understand you. And Kai, with your 17, it would take some time.
It was actually a dirty 20.
Dirty 20? With your dirty 20, you know, again, that this is a... you know what? I will even say that for the narrative of the moment of you rolling a dirty 20 on this and being this incredibly intelligent being as well, and having some experience with dwarven culture, is that this is not even anything close to Dwarvish that you have heard before, even in the old dialects. And you know that a similar thing is happening. You can feel the grammar there a little bit, the grammar structure, but it's just like nothing close. That will take you some time to understand them.
Right. Some kind of proto-Dwarvish.
Protonet.
And then, Jordan.
Yes.
Only because of something you said one time out of character, I'm going to have you roll an insight check.
Here it goes. 28.
Moonboy. Actually, you know what? We haven't done this in a long time. Everybody take their headphones off. Except for Jordan. Jordan, you can keep them on.
Okay.
Oh,
and then I'll wave you back on. It's not going to take that long, so I'll wave you back on. But they already did. All right. Oh, no, that's not it. Give me... I want to pull us up here, so I'm just gonna stall for a tiny second too, because I want to take our time with this and I want to get this just right. So let me get you and me on screen here. That's what's happening. I'm taking it real slow so I can get you and me on. Jason Wardell, everybody, let us remind that Jason Wardell is hanging out with us every Monday night. Is on the keys, is improvising a soundtrack during this whole time. It's truly incredible. I can't overstate how hard it is for him to do this, and yet he crushes it every night. So, okay, Jordan, This is kind of based off of something you said out of game, but you've also had a little bit of experience in game with this, and then you also have something we haven't gone too deep into in this game, but have hinted at, is that you have this whole other history as serial ethic, and so I don't think that's 100% connected with what's happening, but I think that I want to just add that to the variables of why you're telling a story of Moonboy knowing this, and so. You are going to clock this dude with that high of a roll as a honey moss dwarf.
Okay.
And Moonboy's had experience with this just a tiny little bit. This is what Malzor was studying.
Yeah.
And so you're throwing this. This is a
Now,
look.
Pause.
This is a look you're throwing over your shoulder as you're walking downstairs with Malzor,
okay.
and you just hear K.A.I talk to him, and this dwarvish get thrown back, and you just. It just like clocks in your mind. And I kind of want, my challenge to you as a player too, is that you need to handle the Malzor situation.
Yes.
And so you're not going to just immediately bring this to the group because you have to go deal with that. But you know that this dude is a honey moss dwarf because of just something that's connecting inside of you. So I don't want you to like solve it or role play it out now. I just want to give you all that information, let you like think about it, and then come back to it.
Noted.
Okay.
Got it.
All right, great. Okay, cool. All right, come back. That was fun, Jordan.
Yo.
I don't know. I don't know if we've done headphone times with just me and you before.
I think that might be the first one.
It might be the first one. That was a good one.
Headphone times. Good, short and sweet.
All right.
You guys talking about me?
Valuable information about Aaron.
For the players' knowledge too, like Moonboy just has continued downstairs with Malzor, like continued over to the Dinger to kind of escort him down to the pod that is the regrowing goat, the regrowing member of your party goat who died earlier. And so it's just the three of you up on deck here with this chained up dragon, with a broken ship, your ship, a sentient helm who's walked away, the skeleton who's tied up to a pole as you're all on the astral plane trying to find a way home. What would you all like to do, K.A.I, Klik, and Flute?
Do I still have the party line to Klik? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna think towards Klik, just like we don't have time for this. What do we do?
I'll say to Klik,
Maybe there are forces here we could set against problems back home. Maybe fix a dragon problem with a dragon.
What do you mean? You sick this red dragon on the green dragon that we know?
I don't hate it. I mean, I'm not.
I feel like we'd just be sending Slow Death a red
ally.
Dragon underling.
Yeah.
She would manipulate the shit out of this guy.
He seems fairly weak-willed and, frankly, sad.
But I don't know, maybe it would work.
I mean, having a dragon friend isn't a bad thing, certainly.
He doesn't seem like a good friend.
Yeah.
I'll kind of look over at the writer and I'll be
honest, yeah.
Yeah, right.
His name is Ignis the Betrayer.
He's got a real selfish vibe over here, but what do we do? Just launch him into space? That doesn't seem right.
This is my friend, Zutheteric Ignis the Betrayer. Oh boy.
We could try to offer him a deal.
What deal?
I don't know. We'll get you home.
Fuck, I don't want to.
We'll introduce you to time. Wait, what if we put him in the poop dimension? Is there time in the poop dimension? We get to reintroduce time.
I don't like
There's
the
another
poop
dragon
dimension.
in the poop dimension.
Is there?
I don't like the poop
There
dimension.
is.
I don't like using it. I don't like thinking about
dragons
it.
in the poop dimension.
I think it's crazy that
There's
that's
a huge
what.
Two
black
dragons in the
dragon.
poop dimension.
I forget her name, but maybe Harlan will remember.
I have it in my note. I have it in my notes.
Master of dragon names.
Yeah. I can't pull it up right now, but I do have. If you all ever
Chrysan
end up going to the poop
land.
dimension, there is a dragon who's
going.
very mad at humans.
Yeah.
So,
Oh Lord, shit dragon.
I mean, we
All
can
right,
send them into the Azure Forge to try to find a ship, and
And
I don't really want to give the Undying Queen the Azure Forge.
As you all are talking about this too, the captain of the Githyanki is. I want to put it back to you all. I don't want to like take away from the DM as you all strategizing. But the captain is very, urgently being like reminding you and saying to you, Kai, just take us back to our queen. We have been hostage for so long. We can reward you. We will be valuable to her. You will be rewarded, and is like adamant about that. Yeah.
We understand. We have to discuss.
He nods, and when you say that to him, he nods and he signals to everybody, and they all just and they just like sit down with their weapons.
I think we should leave
Crisscross applesauce. I love it.
I mean, do we have any allies against the Undying Queen? Is there any leverage to having a number of her old minions? She won't even know that they exist.
35
They've been
of them
inside
and one
a snake crab.
She surely has chalked them up as lost.
Maybe we could sway them? It seems unlikely, but
I doubt it.
try.
What if we just went with them to the Undying Queen?
We could. What's
Just
next
we're
for
like,
us?
yeah, sure, let's go.
I know we just talked about this in game. We talked about this like 15 minutes ago before we got attacked by a... But we were going to get Malzor, bring back Goat, and go off in search of Florial and the Moon Girl, right? That was the plan.
Moon Girl is on the material plane. You know that from Aldis's projection.
And she went to find Florial.
Yeah, and you saw her with a shriveled arm that was, and actually a separated arm that was kind of like decrepit and small, that was like rotating her. That was her severed arm. And yeah, but she's on the material plane. You know that for sure. So we have to get Judorian.
So we have to get to the material plane.
Yeah, that was always the plan. I mean, do we just leave these guys here? Timmy seems fine. He's happy to be here. I think we just sort of set him loose.
Timmy seems like he's tied to a stick for a reason.
Please don't bring me back to the material plane. That's my only request. Timmy yells out.
He would just, yeah.
I won't die here if I go back. If I go back to the material plane, I'm just gonna die.
I don't know. If I was hanging out with him for an eternity, I would bind, and gag him as well.
He sounds like John Mulaney, kind of. I think we should help him.
I understand I'm very annoying as a person, he says with his skeleton job, but all I want to do is not die. And if I go back to the material plane, I will just be bones. So please don't take me there. I'm cool with whatever else you do.
All right, Bone Mulaney.
Are you pop John Mulaney?
What is? I mean, we could just let Timmy go, and I don't have any interest in keeping an army of the Undying Queen's loyal members alive.
We can't. It's a security risk to keep them here. Can't keep them on one of these ships.
As your forge, have them go to that crack.
Maybe we tell her she's moved into the astral forge.
It could be the...
You just have to go through all these puzzles, and she's at the end.
They seem terrible at puzzles. I could be in there for a while.
Yeah.
We should have let him float off into space. It was my instinct to grab passersby.
Anyone opposed to...
So we have this giant chair that has come to life.
Anyone...
Does this dragon know where the Undying Queen is? If we keep the dragon around, it can take us.
He doesn't seem to know much of anything. I think he's been alone for a while. I don't know. We can try to befriend him, but he's real Looney Tunes.
They already gave us some pretty good info. She lives on the corpse of a god.
Yeah? I'll ask the dragon if they know anything about the Undying Queen. Do you know where she is?
Yes.
Or what she wants?
Yes. I will tell you.
Care
If
to
you free
enlighten me?
me, I will tell you. Yes.
Yeah, what are you gonna do if we free you, though? That's my concern.
Kill them all for you. They're betrayed.
Thrash ass.
It does simplify the situation, honestly.
Kind of.
He's offering to kill
I
these
swear
guys.
to you that I will murder all of them. These
No,
traitors. For these cowards. I will murder them all
Cowards,
for you.
Look, we're
I'm
not
so
sure
tired
we want all
other
of these.
people's problems.
Don't murder everybody. I just want a little information, and then maybe I'll give you the permission to murder all of these idiots.
I will agree to your demands of not murdering and telling you things if you free me.
I don't know. What are the dangers of letting a red dragon loose on the astral plane?
On the deck
about
of a
this?
ship.
We
Can't be.
get them all.
This-
We get everyone to go into the Azure Forge. Send the dragon in after them, and then I'll
It's kinda
close
fun.
the crack. I'll try to close the crack behind them.
Without knowing what Kai said, it speaks back to you in your mind. Just put me in a situation where I am alone with them, and I will destroy them all.
We're not super concerned about destroying them. I think we can handle
I
them,
am
honestly.
concerned about it.
Yeah, no. I get it. All right.
That's my best idea.
I'm not in much of a position to negotiate, and I understand that. I'm just saying I can be anything you want.
I mean, all you want is time. You want
Easy.
access to time and power and murder. Those are scary
kiss her on the
things, you know?
Do anything.
Take me back. Take me back.
In high school, I was very powerful.
We need to eat time.
We do know that he's weakened on the
Actually-
on the astral plane.
I Klik, roll an insight check as you've been just communicating with this dragon, mouth and all.
Yeah, what do I think about his emotional state? Oh, it is. I think it's just a 19.
Cool. I'm gonna roll just to be sure.
Insight, yes, 19.
So it is. You can tell that it is humiliated deeply by being tied up, and it views this crew of Githyanki as traitors to it because it viewed this relationship as symbiotic and it feels betrayed by them. And so it's kind of just being like, I will never let them get the upper hand against me ever again. This is not a deal. This is like, let me go here. And it's almost distracted by everything else. It doesn't seem interested in like ruling you. It's very, very hyper focused on revenge. And besides that, it kind of just like doesn't give a fuck about other things.
All right, I'm gonna put the dragon on hold and jump over to the crew and
Just let me murder. I just want to.
Yeah. All right. All he really wants is to murder these guys. I don't know how helpful he's going to be until he can get that done.
You hear the skeleton verbally yell out, I am, just to be clear, I'm not interested in murdering anyone. It says, I'm just kind of like, I have these eyebrows, and it like goes, and looks at you. And it says, and I just kind of want to like keep on existing and doing some cool looks at people. It says, looking back at you.
Do you want to we just throw you over the side? Is that what you want?
Please, God, get me away from here. Maybe untie me first, but that's fine with me. Maybe I'll catch up with my bike.
Without hesitating, Klik will turn around, cut the ropes on his bonds with the Githka, and fling him as far from the ship as she can possibly fling him.
Roll it just for the fun of it. Roll a strength check. And you see the Gith captain. You see commander. The commander just like very half-heartedly reach toward you, being like, "Oh no, you shouldn't do that." And then
it's a dirty 20 on the strength check.
He reaches his skeletal arms out and he's like, "I'm free." and just like disappears out of the gravity plane. And you see him You see him kind of like out in the distance, like all of these buildings that are slowly floating away from you that were very clearly the structure of the existence inside of this demi-plane of the Astral Dreadnought. You see this like little red dot that he hits, and then when he hits it, he just zooms away as if he like hit a some sort of spell jamming
It's a motorcycle.
thing. Yeah.
Great. All right. We have simplified the number of problems on the ship.
Timmy's out.
Nice.
Eating
Nice
our
job.
problems into space one
Can
by
I
one.
throw the dwarf next?
Actually, he's kind of following Flute around now, and is like very small compared to Flute. It's just like they very much a they, as they have this like huge beard, but you can like clearly tell they're wearing this dress-like clothing that is made out of like spider webs and have this growth of honeysuckle all around them, and they're following you, Flute, trying to talk to you, and this dwarvish just being like, "Bah."
Right, proto-dwarvish. I forgot. Hello. Hello there. Hello. How did you were also eaten by the Astral Dreadnought, yes?
Ooh, so.
Okay, we'll switch lines. We'll switch lines
dwarf.
over to
I don't know
dwarf and
why.
be like, "Ding dong, dwarf,
Hello?
friend.
All right.
How'd you wind up inside this thing?"
Son, do.
He's always got a language in his brain.
Oh yeah, you're telepathic.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
He's got a
I was
language in his
in the
brain.
RP of the
Just in the
quiet,
mode.
soft sounds that I was really
He
enjoying
could
doing. I got you.
totally be just making gibberish sounds in his brain, and I would be like, "Okay, yeah, launch you into space."
He's a gibberish guy.
You can understand him, right? If he's speaking any kind of language, at least.
Well, that's what I mean. Is if he's speaking no
Right.
language, it would just be gibberished in my brain.
Okay.
That is a good question.
Yeah.
He is speaking a language, and
Okay.
he kind of like looks at you in this connection, and this is something that this creature, this dwarf, has not talked to anyone for a very, very, very long time. And when you
gosh.
telepathically connect to it, they look at you and they say, "Thank you. I am here too. I do not wish to be here. Can you decay me?"
Yikes.
Decay you.
Yes. I want to be food for the gods.
You just want to be
Is this
done.
one of the honey moss dwarves?
That's an interesting question.
Oh, we should
Look.
we should have Malzor talk to this guy.
Is Malzor a halfling?
Yeah, but he's like an expert on the honey moss dwarves.
Please.
Yeah, that's
he's
right.
like bumping up against you now. He's like, please.
Yeah.
Can you please
Hi.
decay me?
I'm not interested in killing somebody that doesn't need to die. Are you a honey moss dwarf?
Yes, please feed me to God.
Oh,
It is a great. I am disappointed. I have been disappointed.
been disappointed by what?
For such a long time. I'm
Look,
not
I
had
feel
to
that.
sleep. Is this death? Are you dead too? Am
No.
I being punished? I did love many people, and I think maybe I'm being punished for how much I love the world. And I
you-
simply wish to right my wrongs and be eaten by God. Are you dead? He says.
No, and neither are you. You're just one unlucky fella.
And you just see him get down on his knees and weep when you say no. He says, I am sorry. I am sorry. I wish to die.
Klik, what did you
Like,
say
Klik,
to
what
him?
did you do, Klik?
They're clearly going through something right now that has nothing to do with me.
Clearly.
They have not talked to somebody in a very long time and are dumping a lot of emotional baggage that I am not emotionally prepared for.
And he's like holding Klik's leg now, and he's and Klik, he's saying, "Please, I want to be the honey of the universe. Feed me to a god. I wish to join the nutrients of the world. I'm sorry. I am sorry."
Is anyone
Can
with
I-
Malzor, I'll say on the rock?
Yeah, can we get
Can I cut us away to meanwhile?
Yeah, as long
Meanwhile.
as we filtered this through Moonboy alone
Yeah.
with Malzor, and like
Yeah.
I want to cut to the scene where Malzor's looking horrified by how much work he's done, and there's just one pupating like cocoon in this room.
Well, here's the thing. This is the scene that I think that
Please tell us.
Malzor has already been horrified.
Yeah.
I think that the moment of like all of the herbs are gone has passed, and I think the two of them are working, tending to this gigantic pod that the Moonboy has been growing with the intent of regrowing a new body for Goat. And it's in this massive pot, this ornate pot of dirt. And the two of them are digging in it. And Moonboy's like, it's good to be digging again with you, Malzor.
Man. He says, I
Yes.
missed it. He's like,
This is good, right?
death and life are just, buddies shaking hands. And he says,
I fully agree with you. And he passes the joint over, and Moonboy grabs it. And he's like, that guy, one of those guys upstairs on the deck of the dinger, he's a honey moss dwarf.
what? He says, that's not true.
For real.
That's
Absolutely.
That's impossible.
I clocked him 100, bro.
I'm going to have Malzor, because he was on the deck at the same time, and he literally studied this. I had him roll with advantage, and he goes, oh my God, I was so worried about, not die. I just didn't think, I didn't factor it in, he says. And he's like, does that make me a bad student? He says back to you.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. You went through a lot, man. And I'll tell you what,
I did.
we'll finish up here, and then you and me will go upstairs and we'll talk to that honey moss dwarf.
Cool.
Huh?
All right. Well, I mean, we are literally doing nothing because this cocoon is not pupating at all.
Well, and I think, what's that?
It can't make any progress because we're in the astral plane.
Yeah, and Malzor says to you, I mean, this is very cool, and I believe it, and I can see all the magic, and I know enough about this to know that, you have effectively, there's something that was planted in here, and that magic is rolling, but it has not progressed. This is a bud. This is a tiny little sprout. It's not progressing because we are on the astral plane. He says.
Right. But
Malzor's voice just all over the place. It doesn't matter.
we can still make the necessary preparations. Yeah. And he turns around
It's
to the
healthy
table.
for sure. He says.
And he turns around to the table, Moonboy does, and picks up a piece of the now dissected corpse of Goat and places it into the soil of the pot, along with all the other pieces that he and Malzor have buried around this pod.
Wait, hold on.
He's
So
like,
are
he's
we
like, she'll be ready.
Are we establishing canonically, because I'm totally cool with this, but I just want to make sure it's clear,
Yes.
that you, Moonboy and Malzor, cut up the body of Goat and planted it into the soil, and the thing that the
there
pod
were
that
certain
sprung
chemicals
out, yeah.
involved. No, well, the pod was grown first, and then in order to make this spell work, the soil must be fertilized with the corpse of the person that you're trying to.
Yeah, all right.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you used all of her
Regrow.
just for good measure.
That's
You
a
have to
lot.
use a whole
I mean,
person.
she was 8 feet tall, so
How many
it's like
goats are
a
going to
lot.
come out of this thing?
It's like a 9-foot ceramic.
fertilizer.
Cool. I just want to
so
I just
awful.
wanted to firmly establish in our game what resurrection with these when we're mixing and matching material components in our game with Moonboy, what the resurrection spell looks like is that you cut up the body and you use it as fertilizer and the seed.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Turn
This
them
is
into a
this is the
compost tea.
reincarnation spell.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that this is an ancient Lunastaran form of the reincarnation spell. I'm not saying that this is how they do it in every corner of the multiverse.
I agree. I want
this
your
is how
version of this, for
Moonboy
sure.
was taught with his little silver spade to reincarnate people into new bodies.
Right, and I think that's why it's beautiful and great is that you and Malzor is weirdly knows this ritual, and he has joined in, and it's not weird or evil for you to desecrate
It's
the
a
corpse.
little ghoulish.
Yeah,
they're mixing it up with lie, but the thing is and I think a lot of druids know this stuff, is that This is just part
Malzor's
of
like,
it.
I love how we can do this, and it's not weird or evil.
Exactly. Exactly.
This is
Good
like
to be digging with you again, Malzor.
it's some real
Chop friend's ankle off.
It's some real funeral
God.
parlor shit where it's like, you have to do this terrible thing, but it's for like it feels terrible to do, but
Well, it's gonna bring her
practical.
back.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
So that's going on there. You all are having a bro moment over chopping up an ankle and a shin and planting it correctly, and then you get a message over the walkie-talkie from someone. Shout out who it is, and what do you
I think
say to
that
him?
was me.
Yeah.
Is anyone near Malzor? Moonboy, are you with Malzor?
Eyes on Malzor.
Yeah, roger that. This is a star, man. I'm down here with Malzor. We've got kind of a little shop of horrors situation going on down here. Just kidding. No one come down.
Glossing over whatever that means for now.
Can I be Stinky
There's a
Man?
honey
He
mouse
says, "Can I be
dwarf
Stinky
up
Man?
here.
Can I be Stinky Man? I just want to handle too." He says, interrupting what Kai's saying. He's like, "Can I be Stinky Man?"
Oh, yeah. Malzor wants to be Stinky Man. I'm Star Man. He's Stinky Man.
He's already there,
Right.
if
Nice.
he even knew. But there's a honey mouse dwarf up here who's having
he can hear you. Say hi, Malzor. He's
Hey.
waving.
What's
hear
up?
him waving?
This is Stinky Man to Iron Boy. No,
I
sorry.
don't want to be Iron Boy.
You don't have
Look,
to
we
be. I
don't
was
have
just
time for
riffing.
this.
I'm sorry.
The
I've
honey
been alone
mouse
for a
dwarf
long
is I
time.
shake
Man.
the honey mouse dwarf who's like crying against my leg.
Yeah.
Shake him off a little bit. Like we need someone who can communicate with the honey mouse dwarf. Or at
Yeah,
least
yeah,
has
yeah.
some
We will-
lead or
Shouts
something.
over. Klik shouts over Kai's shoulder. He's trying to get me to kill him. He's having. There's a very emotional
really?
situation going on over here. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have been alone a long time. They would
didn't
like to
tell
be
me that.
put to merge with God. There's some kind of thing about honey. I need help.
All right. We'll be right up. Real quick, Malzor, is the honey mouse dwarf dangerous?
He says, "No." He's the
says
most
he's-
beautiful creature I could imagine. He says, "Everything makes sense," Malzor says, and he starts running away from you, Moonboy. And that, I think, is where we're going to call tonight's episode, because we're right here on time, and we have a whole other scene to do. So
Ugh,
Let's
that's
just call
very
it that.
exciting. Oh, they're such a sweet baby. I'm excited. I want this honey mouse dwarf to be cool.
Yes,
like-
let's cure his depression.
I mean, that's a lot of depression to cure,
Let's,
but
let's
of
cure his
depression.
PTSD with MDMA. All the letters, mash
Yeah.
them together. Put on some music.
they're gonna need.
PTSMDMDAA.
Ooh,
I would,
Thank
let's
you,
do it. Let's do
Jason.
it.
honey mustard dwarf.
Sounds like
Honey mustard.
sounds like the
dwarf.
beginning of Higher Ground by Stevie Wonder.
Spicy and sweet.
Dude, I also want to shout out chat just because I had a lot of I feel like it's not often I get time during a session to read and process what's going on in chat, and I got some time to do it tonight. It was just cracking me the fuck up. So shout out chat. Thank you for following along and being here and hanging out with us.
We've got so much to figure out. We've got this depressed honey mouse
This is
dwarf. Our
overwhelmed.
captain has been turned into a chair. Our chair's
my
been
God.
turned into a captain.
So many problems.
Like,
to
I have
regrow
no
our
idea if
friend.
the dinger flies. We still have the whole issue with the mind flayers,
There's a
and
dragon,
Powerface gets
a war.
pissier every day.
Oh, also, you all
And-
know where Janice is and have seen her.
Janice.
Yeah.
Oh, can I have a
Oh, also, there's a red dragon that we don't know what to do with.
right,
And
So,
multiple dragons.
Olafenticulus is on board and has not been present during all of this. What's going on with that? You know,
where's the
Right,
bird?
right.
Oh
And
my
we
god.
haven't really had a chance to talk to him still.
this is
And-
in the late game of D&D. The players have abilities, and I have storylines. So
Once
See you at the
again,
finish
we
line,
hurtle
everybody.
towards another
Kicking our ass with them.
breakneck adventure.
God.
What
That's when you open up the quest menu in the game and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I
so
got
many.
15 highlighted quests here?
why are all these timers going off? Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
I have a question. The
Amazing.
material plane is wild space on the material plane.
that is a weird linguistics question, but for the purposes of our game, yes.
Okay.
Everything that
I
we
was
have
just making
existed.
sure.
Yeah.
So Toril is like a planet.
Yeah. I mean, it's
That
on the
we
map
could
that
go
we've
to.
seen for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Go
Flute's home
hang out
planet.
in water deep or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, we are
don't know if
significantly
it's-
far in the future from a lot of the Forgotten Realms canon. But
So global warming. It's
yeah,
water shallow.
yeah. The amount of Warlock polar bears there are very high because they're all mad and don't care. So
Well, I want to do that.
Yeah.
Warlock power bear. What? Power bear.
yeah.
Tired.
But yeah, there's I mean, we're fucking kicking now, y'all. So every session, I'm glad to be back. It was sad to be off, and I'm glad we're back going because this year, you know,
It's gonna be our year.
we're just seeing nothing but what you all have done. I will say, I'm excited about it. So each one of these sessions is a great joy for me. So thanks for hanging out, everybody. Does anyone want to throw anything out before we get out of here?
Oh yeah, I'll plug. I have some copies of my game Duster on my website. If you missed the Kickstarter and you want a copy of it, it's on my website, and so is the PDF. And there's some fun expansions coming out for it and stuff. If you want to sign up on the mailing list on my site, it's at occupiedhex.com. I got cool dice to give away this month. I got dice with little snow foxes in them to give away
sick.
this month.
Nice.
So, yeah, check out my site, occupiedhex.com, and check out the Duster podcast that Harlan runs with people who are awesome.
Aaron, your character just got introduced in the last released episode. They haven't seen the Andrew doesn't know about it either. They don't know about the first fight that you do, and it's one of my favorite. I will say this. Look at me, Jet. One of my favorite moments that has ever happened in a TTRPG happens on the Duster podcast in one of the next episodes that's coming out, and it is so funny that it ends the episode, and it's incredible. So. There's a Duster podcast where we've been playing, and we did a very bad job of the rules for a while too, which was fun in the very beginning to be like, oh, we're all learning this game and doing a bad job at it, and then we just get better the whole way, and this story is really shaping up. So check out the Duster podcast.
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
I have made a list of all of the plot lines we have to resolve, and
God.
today we did
Nice.
cross off 2 of them, so
Hey,
that's
all
good.
Nice.
Wow.
We found Malzor, and Timmy has left the building.
Timmy was about as easy as they get.
He was happy to do it. You saved Timmy there. That's what he wanted.
Oh, yeah.
Released the big bad.
We probably made a huge mistake there,
Yeah.
but
Yep. I have no
do not
more
know the
questions. Get
prophecy
off
of
the
Timmy.
boat.
yep.
And next campaign.
Rachel, will you post that picture in our Discord? Will you post a picture of the list?
Yeah, I'm sure I'm missing stuff. If you think of anything, let me know. We'll add it to the list. But right now I have the Honey Dwarf, Janus, Red Dragon, Slow Death, Power Face, Oliphanticulus and the Bird, Dingham Nidris, Goat's Body, the Rider, Mind Flayers.
Where is Oliphanticulus?
Yeah, we haven't found Florial.
Florial.
We haven't.
Moonboy's hat.
Oliphanticulus
Oh
didn't
yeah,
join the fight.
Moonboy's hat.
Moonboy's hat.
All right, next time on Better Than Heroes.
Yeah.
That's a good list.
All of those things.
Wow.
I love it.
Other ship
Crossed.
I
somewhere.
love it. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Think about it. Come hang out on our Discord. We'll see you next week.
We love you. Good night.
We do
See
love you.
you.
Bye guys. Thanks for hanging out.
Stargazer, Moonboy, Klik, the Crusher, K.A.I, Humblia, Chef, and the Windrider, Flute, Whimteaser. They're better than he.